everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play Blades of Avernum. Last episode we went around the fort here and spoke with everyone inside. Each one of them, their own personality, their own stories, their own histories, their own issues. There was a lot of work gone into this. Anyway, we've looked in each of the buildings, not much in any of them, though we did get a lot of armor, including some weapons and such that I really want to get identified, but sadly can't. Anyway, let's go to sleep. This barrack has clean beds and a living light source. If you wanted, you could sleep here. It would be a very well-earned rest, to say the least. Yeah, we'll have a nap now. Chica, stand with me, ever in good stead. What? Soldiers, wake up! Come on, you sleepyheads. It's morning and we have work to do. Up, up, up and at 'em! It's the dervish. He's smiling, but this doesn't change the fact that you only got roughly 4 hours of sleep. He's probably used to this, though. On the other hand, you got more and better rest than anyone else here. Besides, you didn't see Malachi getting any winks in. He gave you a luxury. Good morning, Fox, Sheik, Bonnie, and Draco. I see that you're all awake. I apologize for not letting you sleep longer, but since the Ratbane revival is not slowing down, we too need to be active. Besides, I have a plan for today. It will be risky, but if we succeed, then we'll have made a very significant gain on the Nephil army. Fox, I want you to speak with me. Your partners can stay here for today and guard the fort. I don't want to leave it too underdefended. This morning will be a perfect time to get the job done. Yes, sir. Okay. The dervish is standing here waiting for you. He seems to be somewhat anxious to get going. Have you gotten any rest, sir? He shakes his head. Don't fret for my sake. Did any Nephils attack in the night? Thankfully no. Many of the other soldiers also had some decent rest last night. What's the big plan? Well, I'm glad you asked. There's a party of Nephilim to the east. Last night, while you slept, I sent Anthony in to investigate the war party, and we came to the conclusion that the raid on Biggs's party came from that camp. Their numbers have been significantly depleted. I believe that with one surgical blow we might be able to debilitate that base of operations, preventing them from raiding Fort Evilise for a long while. How exactly will this be done? There are two entrances, a front and a rear. I will go through whichever one is closest to the majority of the enemies. You can plug at the other exit, preventing cowards from fleeing. If the majority of them flee, which I doubt, then I'll begin pursuit and support you if you get overcrowded. So when do we leave? We leave now! There's only so much time left in the morning before the sun will be bright and our opponent will have regained its wits. Let's go to the west. I'll lead the way so that we don't get lost. Dervish Malachi has joined the party. Interesting. Alright. To the west, he said, I believe. Your party is now effectively one PC while outdoors. However, due to the game engine, 4 PCs will be displayed, and error messages will be displayed whenever you leave town. These messages will not affect gameplay. For plotting gameplay purposes, you do not have your other PCs. Thank you for your understanding. Fox, to the west is a watchtower we used to spy on the enemy. From there, we might be able to get a better look at the Ratbane clan's new fortress. I want you to take a good look at it before we descend down the mountain to the south. Let's go there first. East, Fort Evilise. Southwest Evilise, Northwest Watchtower. So this is the so-called watchtower. It is indeed very tall. The sheer cliff face combined with the tower itself make the structure a very good vantage point. There's a rope ladder leading up into the viewing area. If you wanted to, you could climb up the ladder into the upper part of the tower. Come on, friend. Let's have a peek at the kitty's goings-on. You get up to the top of the watchtower. Dervish Malachi points to the north. That's the Nephil fortress over there. It is profoundly large. Looks like a very solidly built place as well. Furthermore, thatched barracks and campfires light the area. The Nephils couldn't have been preparing this for so long without the Empire's notice. That is an abandoned Imperial fortress used by General Footracer when he was invading the area. It fell into disrepair 5 years ago when demand for soldiers elsewhere on Valorum left the structure with a skeleton crew. The Ratbane Nephils, having already gathered a few hundred to their cause, were virtually able to walk into the fort. At the time, this hollow shell called Fort Ivalice had just neared completion, and the mines were occupied. Well, the mines were shut down immediately. We sent messengers to Calzas to see if the Marquess would send help. By the time your group arrived under Biggs's command, we had already sunk to this new low. There are lots in the film out there. If we don't stop the influx, this whole valley will soon become one giant encampment, storming with kiddies thirsting for blood. I don't want to treat these Nephilim like they're subhuman. On the other hand, if I don't eliminate them here and now, it will only cost more lives for both species down the road. To save lives. Those Nephilim don't know what they're doing. They want to liberate themselves of Empire control. And maybe they're right. Maybe they deserve to be free. Heck, you can quote me on that. Still, I believe that not only is this a morally wrong way to go about their quest, it is also an act of futility. The Nephilim should not give up their cause, just their swords. Anyway, Fox, that's all I really wanted to say. Come on, let's go down. The abandoned township of Ivalice is to the south, and the war party is to the northeast. You can just see the fort. This is the town of Ivalice, or at least what was allowed to be completed before the Nephils attacked and killed all of the workers in a surprise raid. Now there are a few standing buildings here and what could easily be used as a construction site, but a definite lack of workers. It would be hell to defend. The war party is through the forest to the west. Head through the foliage and then turn north. I'll give more detailed instructions when we get closer. The city has clearly seen better days. The plan for Ivalice likely was for it to have been a boom town, thriving on ore and lumber. Alas, it has since fallen on considerably worse times. The apartments that were already completed still stand, and the areas where more were planned are visible. Bodies are strewn about the entrance, mostly but not entirely decomposed. Blood from the battle is still scattered about. It's a grisly scene. The Nephils need to be stopped so that this sort of tragedy does not ever repeat itself. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm still exploring around here. You can see all the bodies. Well, that's the structure that was holding all the wood and materials. A couple of the apartments here, sure. More apartments here. Watchtower here. It only lasted so long. Oh, there's actual armor and the like here. Actually spent time to put just a few hammers. Looks like the people here just defended with what hammers they had. Yeah, these are just the workers. They used what tools they had to defend themselves. Nothing much in there. Alright. Well, he said to turn to the north. Dervish Malachi pulls you off to the side of the dirt path leading into the wooden hut. Psst! Come to the side! We cannot speak loudly. From now on, we whisper. This is their war party. If we rile them up, we lose the advantage of surprise. Anthony has been here multiple times. He's good at sneaking around and losing people. We'll take his route. First, let's take a look through that gap in the foliage. They shouldn't be well guarded, but let's look nevertheless. You look through the thicket to see how this place is guarded. Only one. It'd still make plenty of noise upon death. I won't bother trying to sneak up and kill it since it seems pretty attentive. I'm shouting along rather quickly. Let's continue heading up this path. Psst, not this way. Keep on following Anthony's path around this place and we'll be fine. I think we made it. This is the base, alright. The Nephils here seem to be This is the base, alright. The Nephils here seem to be caressing, rabble-rousing, and otherwise keeping spirits afloat, much to their imminent misfortune. Okay, Fox. I want you to listen to me closely, since these are my directions for you. I will wait here for about a minute. I want you to round the corner and go to the other entrance to the building. Again, I'll try to keep the enemies in this room only. What I want out of you is that I want you to search every individual room in the base. Take care of any Nephils if you see them. Try not to dawdle, as I may need your help, depending. If all works out, we should have everyone in this base with their makers within the next 10 minutes. Will you be safe? Fox, I'll be fine, I promise. Don't concern yourself over me. I'm more concerned about you, although I probably shouldn't. Go through the thicket to the south. Things will start properly soon thereafter. Why do I have the horrible feeling he's going to die? Stay away. Go to the other entrance, and quickly, please. Oh. Well, that certainly isn't very quiet. Dervish Malachi is doing his thing, and now it's time for you to do yours. You step into the small longhouse-type hut. The roof is made out of skins tied together, and it has apparently been working pretty well. The hallways seem quiet enough. Malachi's activity must have drawn everyone to the feasting hall, leaving this place clear. Meanwhile, there are various side passages that sound empty. They might as well be empty, but you still have to check. Once you're sure that all the halls are empty, you might be able to help Malachi. Nobody here. Nobody here either. This is clearly the room Malachi is fighting in. It sounds like the fight is raging on madly, but Malachi is holding out. You should fulfill your orders quickly so that you can join him. This one's also empty. Another unoccupied room. Dervish Malachi is good at this. What is going on here? The motif is decidedly bizarre for a Nephil's room. There's a statue of what appears to be an imperial noble surrounded by imperial emblems. The whole setup is bizarre. Still, you have your duty that must be completed first. This room may be interesting, but it's not occupied by anyone. Unfortunately, Malachi might need you. You should probably attend to him. An enemy leaps out of the room just as you are about to enter. You are only barely able to prevent lethal damage from the surprise attack. Who is this thing? It is ginormous and plated in thick armor that apparently does not hinder it in the slightest. A dangerous beast indeed. But if this beast is alive, then what about Dervish Malachi? It has bloodied claws. Was Malachi defeated, or did this beast simply get away? Never mind that. What will you do now? Suddenly it speaks in a deep, forceful, raspy voice. I am Zenbu. Prepare to die, you. A pregnant pause occurs as the beast looks over you. Of all the bloody luck, damnation and hellfire. It can talk in Imperial Common? Who is this Zenbu, and why isn't it attacking you? Who are you? You do not know me, but I know you, Fox. So we finally meet. He knows your name? But how is that possible? How are you any different from any of the other reinforcements from Kalzas? We both suffer. I have orders not to kill you, but that is not all. I do not want to kill you. You too may realize one day that you are alone. Then we may be friends at last. Well, let's be friends regardless and end this. You do not know this yet, but there are things that we two must do. Our destinies are intertwined by a vile puppet maker. Let us be friends only after you learn the truth about Chica. Chica? No! Wait, Zenbu! Fox? You're here! I'm glad. It's Dervish Malachi, and he sounds hurt. Malachi! He's covered in blood, much of it likely his own. A small army of Nephils lines the floor, but his most likely attacker was Zenbu. You're alive! You survived the commander. That's good. You ask Dervish Malachi what happened as you look over his numerous wounds. Honestly, none of them are fatal, even if they are very frequent. I charged into this room, and it was mostly empty. The commander called in reinforcements, though, distracting me. He snuck up without my knowing it. Malachi coughs up some blood on the ground, getting more on his armor and some on you. Ugh, sorry. The commander, though, it is fierce and violent. I couldn't bear it, but he fled for some reason. He would have won easily, though. Tell me more later. Now we flee. Flee? Yes, that's wise. Come, let's go to the township of Ivilis. It's not entirely constructed, but it has some beds in it. Yeah. But if I can take a look... Malachi is injured. You don't have the time to dawdle. Who the hell is Chica? Or what? Dervish Malachi, now well and truly exhausted from blood loss, is beginning to slow down. Fox, the administrative building in the northwest corner of the city. It has a bed. Let's go there, then we can discuss things more leisurely. And really, thanks. Don't mention it. Let's get in there. This was supposed to be the mayor's office, and also his house. Through the next threshold is a meeting hall. The mayor's bedroom is the first door to your right as you're walking in. As you enter the room, Malachi walks over to the bed and falls on it haphazardly, not even bothering to take off his armor. That feels good. He lies prone, letting his caked blood fall out of his armor and onto the bed. Come, have a seat. Now that we have a respite, let us discuss. Of course. Malachi takes his helmet off and rests his head on his pillow, turning his face towards you. His facial features droop into a less uptight position, while his eyes stroll towards your face, absorbing its nuances. You know, Fox, you're a lot different from the other troops I have back at Fort Ivilis. I know nothing about you. I haven't told this to anyone yet, but every soldier who works under me was handpicked in Kalsas and at my behest. Everyone who marched to Ivilis with me was competent, but moreover they all have had traumatic pasts. Everyone there suffers. They suffer in a way that I wish I could take away, but I can't. What was your past like? My past? I was rich. Both parents were alive, both parents loved me very much, and I felt as if I was blessed by a deity. Unfortunately, I became enchanted by money and never understood my parents' love. And then they died. Old age. My father was a military man. Full honors, decoration almost as heavy as his armor, etc. He held firmly to tradition. And so I enlisted, and learned the value of camaraderie. Then Stuart I decided to invade Valorum. People, friends, they all died. Nephils was slaughtered. I was told by foot racer that death is the natural path towards progress, but I would not accept that. I still don't. There's no room for pain and misery in this world, and yet I've caused so much. I'm just trying to repent. Please, try and understand. Fox, if you don't mind me asking, where did you grow up? House Aaron. He looks surprised. House Aaron. The one from northern Valorum, right? You tell him that he is indeed correct. That's impossible, though. The master of the house, Brigadier General Aaron, and his wife both died of a bizarre disease, as did all their relations. The daughter died of their disease, and the younger child... Their other child ran away and was assumed to have died. Why didn't you go back? You would have riches beyond your wildest imagining, and you would probably get a few promotions. I would have to remember. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I do not understand the pain you suffered, and for that I apologize. Your family. Tell me about them. They were nice. The house itself wasn't very big, in case you've never been there. I have, but refresh my memory. Lots of trees, some herb patches where Mom used to grow her favorite flowers. It was a green place, with golden herbs, red berries, and a menagerie of colors. There was lots of roaming room and a deep river. Sounds nice. I think I remember now. And then there was my sister. Her name was Chica. Fox. Hey, sis. You're up pretty early. Yeah, you too. Picking flowers? These were her favorites. They're beautiful. Thanks. Let's go see her. They're not finished. She'll love them anyway. Her. Your mother. Yeah, she was sorta anal about housekeeping, but she was the best cook ever. The soldiers who guarded the estate were all her sons. We never went underappreciated. Life was good. I know the type. A good woman, I'm sure. Her grave. It was to the east, across the river. Let's follow them there. Well now. An actual flashback. This is unique. Never seen a scenario that decided to do this. That lever. I can never find the key for it. Oh well. This. I remember this place now. Oh, the terrain was so beautiful at your house. It was always beautiful there. Pristine, fresh. Sometimes I wish that I wouldn't have left, but no, I had to. But your father, Brigadier General Aaron, what did you think of him? Strong. He was very strong and also pragmatic. It was still good living under him, even without her. Sometimes it was funny to watch him keep the soldiers in shape. He loved Mom very much. The loss of her defined his existence right until the end. I always felt sorry for Chica. Dad wanted her to grow up into the woman he had lost. We prayed long and hard that she would hear us from the afterlife. My father was a man of faith. Son, what is it, Dad? Do you believe that Sachiko, your mother, hears our prayers? Absolutely. Fox, do you miss Mom? Yeah, I do. I did not. I loved her, but I did not want my father to feel less worthy. I told him that I missed her. He was insecure, and to speak openly would have insulted him. Oh God, why didn't I know sooner? Enough of this. What? Enough of this. I must be boring you. If you don't want to remember, then you were back in the military back then, right? I was a grunt at the time, admittedly, but Father was called off at Footrace's behest. The campaign was supposed to be short and uneventful. That was the Gale Uprising, right? The very same. It was violent and pointless. The Nephils were purposely starved and attacked just to incite them. Footracer, that swine. Death is too benevolent of a favour for him, but in this instance I would not hesitate to dole it out to him. Life without Father wasn't bad. The soldiers and Chica managed to prepare decent meals, and Chica was still around. I was not alone. One day, when a dervish, two grunts, and a priest came to our house with a sealed box and somber expressions, my sister and I knew what had happened instantaneously. It happened at the entrance to the crops. I still remember it clearly. Come, Malachi. No, we will be back here again soon, but not yet. Chica and Fox, remaining relatives of Brigadier General Aaron, I regret to inform you that your father has perished. Thank you, Dervish. Show us the place where the Brigadier General wanted to be buried. Dad, Behind the river. Come. There. It's okay. Chica began crying so hard that we began to drown out each other's bawling. Finally, both of us were alone. Orphaned. Can't tell you how long we both held each other, paralyzed. I can. What? What are you talking about? Your father. He was buried out back, right? Next to your mom. What are you saying? Come on. Let's not keep him waiting. I didn't bother listening to the eulogy. I'm sure it was good, but honestly I didn't care about his prayers. You were too busy crying. Malachi, who are you? Your hands were sweating profusely that day. Your sister was trembling as I held her up. No. You're lying. It was a long time ago, but I remember. I remember burying him. I remember burying your dad. I remember seeing your sister's face flushed, redder than a beet. I remember your hand gripping my leather glove with as much strength as you could muster. I served under Aaron. We were great friends. We discussed a great many things. Politics, morality, and he talked about you two a lot. Almost every day he told me how much he missed Sachiko, Chica, and you. When I first met you, I knew that your name sounded familiar. Your face, too, was very reminiscent. But I thought nothing of it. I reminded myself that you were dead. Never in 1,000 years, though, would I have imagined. Fox, your father was a friend, and in case you ever feel like doubting him or yourself, I want you to know that your family spirit is strong. Malachi, I had no idea. Thank you for being there. Thank you for keeping my father company in his final moments. Don't mention it, friend. But Chica, how did she, your sister, meet her fate? Chica. Inside. I was inside of the house when I saw it. I saw it happen. You saw it with your own eyes. Oh God, I'm so sorry. The house was lonely and quiet, as it always was. Apart from running around outside and picking flowers, there wasn't much to do. I thought I'd see my sister so we could talk, hold hands, and play. Her room was through the door to the west, as was every other room in the house. You can't talk to us. Chica! What's wrong? Run! What? To this day, I don't know what I saw behind her. It was foreboding, and there was an energy to it. I don't want to think about it much. It was as frightful as anything I've ever seen. I don't know how I survived. Ahag! Sister! Chica! Fox, I still love... You're next. That's crazy. Wait, do you think your mother was also killed in that way? I suspect it strongly. My father as well. When Chica died, she had the oddest symbol on her back, a red star. So did your father. A red star as an open wound, right? Yes. Yes, that's correct. But what sort of being said this to you? I still don't remember. And anyway, how did you end up here? What happened when your sister died? I was scared. I collapsed at her side and began crying. At that time, though, I was old enough to have slain her like that. The wound would have invited capital punishment on me, and I knew it. I fled. I fled out of the window, and I planned on never returning to this charnel house ever again. There was a way out of the grounds that only I knew. It was through the thicket behind Mother's grave. I promised Chica that we would explore the woods there together, but I ended up having to crawl through the copse alone. It's easy to find if you know it's there. It's between Mother's and Father's graves at the back of the grove. Come on, I'll show you. I wanted to stay. Still, the soldiers were searching all over the house for me. I had to fly. There was no turning back for me. So I went through the bushes and made it to the town nearby. Usually my clothes would have given me away, but they got dirty enough in the forest that I was virtually unrecognizable. The last I heard, the authorities were declaring me kidnapped and not dead. Why I didn't turn around and go home is beyond me. But there was no one there for you anyway. True. Eventually I decided that I would join the military, just like my father before me. Back at square one. I kept my name, but nobody ever figured me out, much to my relief. And then you came here, only to serve under me. Yeah. That's my past. Yep. Man, am I tired. Sweet dreams, folks. Malachi! Oh no, he's gone. Has he recovered? Furthermore, how much time has passed since you were asleep? Why didn't he wake you? He even went through the trouble of putting you back in bed. Calm down. Maybe he's making breakfast or keeping guard. Maybe he's okay. Don't jump to conclusions. Oh, that was something! I did not expect that at all. That was very impressive. Depressing in its way, but wow. Fox has quite a story to him here. As it is, this episode has gone on as long as it should, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to end it here, but I want to keep going! But I'm not going to be able to until Saturday. Damn! Damn my recording sessions. How I do things. Next episode we'll move on outwards. I'm going to have to rewatch this. But that'll be in the next episode, so until then, I'm Chester44. That is Fox. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play. I shall see you all next time.